I'm working on it. It'll get better as time goes. Don't worry. How is everybody tonight? Patrice pops in to say I will be back in 10. Awesome. We'll see you in 10. Chadwick. Oh, Wiki. How we doing, Wiki? What's up tonight? Oh. I have half an idea what to talk about tonight, guys, so I'm happy to take ideas from the chat. Let me start by saying I really do hate YouTube, and I'm looking at a lot of other options. Maybe I might start streaming, multi-streaming again, or streaming somewhere else. I don't know. It's getting kind of on my nerves when you watch certain things, and between devices you're given different data at the same time on the same application. And you can be looking at the YouTube server, and one thing will say you've got 20 views, and one will say you have 24, and one will say you have 28, and I hear myself echoing. I need to back up from this mic. I need to do something like... No, that's too far away. Oh, maybe I need to find a better headset that doesn't echo out on me. Maybe that's it. Maybe I need to find ways to improve upon what I'm doing. Maybe it's not YouTube, it's me. I'll take that. I will take that. But that's not what I wanted to discuss tonight. What did I want to discuss tonight? I have a few ideas on my mind. Hopefully not horrible ideas. Pardon me 1 second. Ooh, I still have sound effects I haven't used. Let's see how awake everybody is today. FBI, open up! Turn it down. No, everybody's awake now. I know. All right. So, I've mentioned this in a few different places and a few different times, and I'll just bring this up. We can pass to another topic if somebody brings up something interesting. Hey, Data. Welcome. Who else have we got? TC just popped in. Hello. And my kids just ran out of the room because of the FBI. Awesome. I scared the kids away. That's what I did before I started. Hello, peeps. We've all heard about this English version of the Cosmopolitan magazine with Tess Holliday on it. Now, this is me. I can watch somebody do a show, I can watch somebody do a video, I can watch a news article. It doesn't matter what I watch. I immediately question different aspects. Not necessarily what's right up front. Like, apparently a restaurant owner got a bad review and shot the reviewee, or shot at the reviewee through their house. And my comment was, well, I can understand as an attempted business owner what it costs to try and run a restaurant, and, you know, how much he would want to kill somebody if they not only caused an incident at the restaurant but then later came back and a bad claim. That would seriously ruin some businesses, especially in today's day and age. So I was questioning and citing on the guy's side, all except for the fact that he grabbed a gun and shot at somebody's house. But I could understand how we would have gotten to that point. And the same aspect, I look at this Tess Holliday thing, and I always think, how do you get to this point? Where is this okay? What is medically obese? What are we looking at? Uh-oh, no handlebars. I can ride my bike with no handlebars. No handlebars. No handlebars. And I can ride your girl with no handlebars. No handlebars. No handlebars. Do you think I'll get copyrighted on that? I don't sound anything like them. So, Tess Holliday, 300 and something pound, easily obese, actually deathly obese woman at 5'3", 300 pounds. That puts her in like the 35th percentile or 35% body mass index for being a woman, and that means that she is obese. Dangerously obese. Now, I made this funny comment on other shows, and I wanted to elaborate a little bit. Now, I'm assuming, and I'm just going to carry on like everybody knows what I mean by squash. Okay, moving on. Unless somebody is into that kind of sexual sport, somebody of that size is a bit large. And when I say a bit, I mean not attractive, not remotely appealing. In fact, it leads to some more questions than answers. Like, I was answered one day, the question I probably didn't want an answer to is how they wash themselves if they can't reach around or under themselves. And the idea of some of the things these people do have me a little sick to my stomach. Yeah, don't let it sit on you. It's a whale. I bet you. What have you been smoking? It's a whale. Hold on. Comparatively, we have seen whales on some programs. We've seen people that are literally taken out of their house on forklifts, put into the back of garbage trucks, driven to the local municipal dump, and then taken to a hospital for surgery and monitoring. They have to reinforce the back. You need a dump truck to haul a person? That is a community inside his belly. Now I'm thinking of Fat Bastard. Rag on a stick. Please, Dada, don't. Oh, just the idea. Like, what kind of stick are you going to have to use? Are you grabbing the toilet brush and wrapping it up and just making sure you get all the crevices? And then I'm just... Oh, what about the front side? Can you even reach the front side? Does that get cleaned or washed? Does the front hole even exist anymore? Has the skin healed up? Is there a new hymen because it scabbed over and sealed itself? I don't know. This is terrible. I'm making myself sick right now. I'm sorry. But yes, whales are the people we haul off in the garbage trucks and, you know, the municipal dump trucks, whatever you want to call it. And then you have obese, overweight women and people. Now, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. I made notes for today's show. They're crappy notes, but I made notes. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. One of the primary functions and features you have as a person is, well, sex. It doesn't matter which side you're on. Here we go. Men and women are made for sex. That's my note. That's what I wrote down as one topic idea for today's show. Think about it this way. If you left a couple of wild animals to themselves for a while, what are they going to end up doing within, let's say, within 14 days? Because most wild animals have, at least mammals, have some sort of ovulation cycle, and they induce other animals by smell and whatnot. You have maybe 14 days before they're going to fuck. Period. Now, animals may be less selective than we are. Who knows? What are they looking at? Are they looking for extra fat or longer fur or smoother mane? I don't know. Bugs and, you know, birds are looking for bright colors. We sort of do that when women put on makeup. We kind of look at them a little more. Not always. I'm not a huge makeup person, but you have to admit if they're very good at it, it stands out. It's hot. Kind of arouses you a little bit. Gives you that little chubby. Makes you want to interact with them a little more. When did all of this become bad? And I say it like this. We have this conversation going on about, and this is what I see. You see more men trying to become women in the trans community. You see more men turning gay than women in the gay community. You see, where was I going with this? You see women arguing that they're not items that men should possess, but at the same time what it is we want from them, if we should go somewhere else to find that, i.e. a sex toy or a robot or something, since this conversation's come up on a few shows today, the sex toys or the robots or prostitution is looked down on because inevitably people know that men want sex. We're not stupid. We also know women want sex. It's just that a lot of women either hold up a facade or they really don't want sex like men do. So then sex is bad to them, or is it denoted to them? I don't know how to look at this. How can you take an inherent, almost animalistic feature that you can't ignore and try to remove that or change that? You're going to get outcomes. People are going to fight back in their mind. They don't know what to do. I'm not saying I argue with a whole bunch of stuff. Denny, if you lose every time, just type gamble. No exclamation or anything. Just type gamble. The bot will gamble for you. You can play your odds better when someone else's money's on the line. I think the bot has a few thousand bones, so every time you gamble, it tosses 5. I'm rambling, aren't I? But this is the topic I chose for tonight. I kind of had it in my mind for a while, and I heard a few other articles that were showing up today that kind of make me question certain things, and I wanted to roll through it in my mind, and I'm trying to watch chat as it flies by here and get you guys' input and see where am I not looking? What am I not thinking of, maybe? What are you guys not seeing that I am? What am I not seeing that you are? Fuck you, Skullbot. Fuck you, yeah. TC won 40 bones. But TA didn't. Come on, use the gamble feature. It's there for you guys to use someone else's money to gamble with. Who else does that? Here, have somebody else's money. Go waste it. Now, back to the Tess Holiday thing. I'm sorry, I weigh about 200 pounds. 300 pounds is 50% more than my weight. It's a bit heavy for me. Other than that, if she was 150 pounds lighter, sure, she'd look hot. No problem with her. Who am I looking at, though? I'm looking at the women that are 150 to maybe 180, depending on their size. I kind of like the shorter girls. I like long hair. And hair's not weightless. But, you know, ideals. It's not what my wife isn't the ideal, but I love my wife probably more than I would the ideal, if that makes any sense. I also understand, having grown up a bit, not being in a fogey or anything, but having grown up a bit, that you don't want a woman who's high maintenance if you're not a high maintenance person, because it's aggravating to you. If a shower and a shave, or a shave once a month is your kind of being, then a woman who puts on makeup might not be the person you're after. If you live the kind of life that a lot of average people do, spending extra on makeup and handbags and purses and dresses and shit, that's too much. You don't need a woman who's constantly going to be wanting to go purchase things that are kind of frivolous items when you want to make sure the bills are paid. So you got to kind of pick between several factors the type of woman you're going to end up with. And I don't think anybody, unless they're after the millions she's made or wants to play squash, is after Tess Holiday. And I watched a reference news article from Good Morning Britain, I think it was, where the editor of the Britain Cosmopolitan was in front of Piers Morgan, and the conversation was being had. I watched this the other day. This is part of what spiked this in my head and why I'm using Tess Holiday. The conversation, or the question that sparked it, is that the interviewer for Cosmopolitan did not ask or bring up the topic of obesity. And something that a lot of people feel is, all right, well, you really should quit smoking, buddy, because it's not healthy for you. It wouldn't hurt to lose a couple of pounds. Maybe you should go jogging with me in the morning. One of those kind of things. That's what we've been told, to be more personable, to accept people, to help them along. Helping somebody along isn't going, well, you're 35, you're 300 pounds. It will love you for the next 10 or 15 years, but we understand if you got to go early. There's a lot of there's a lot of people out there that have lost a lot of weight, and it saved their life. It helped them get back into shape, along with diets and exercise, and anybody could use this. I make sure I go for a walk every day. It's a third of a mile. I do it early in the morning. I get up, I move around. I really should add a lot more to that, but I am kind of lazy, and I still I will crush you under my paw. Oh, interjected, ding 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 ding, rattle story. Oh, you know what? No, we won't do weird noises.
I can see it's a miracle.
That one's too quiet.
Don't worry, be happy.
If you are not subscribed to Renovation's channel, she's trying to get to 2,000. If she gets to 2,000 by the end of the month, she's gonna make up her boyfriend. Or husband, Igor. That ought to be interesting to see. So after my show, go over there. On his show yesterday, he was showing squirrels, and I just wanna I just want to stop the show right now and make a public service announcement. Just letting all the squirrels out there know that I'm looking for some clear jars and string and wood and other materials that might assist me in possibly creating a fun squirrel habitat for my amusement, not the squirrels. And I think it would be fun. I have a bucket full of seeds because the squirrels keep robbing my bird feeders. I have all sorts of cool, fun ideas, and I've thought about doing them. And since I watched a channel, I'm half tempted to record some of them if I can keep indicating marks of where I live out of the video, which I might be able to do. So there's an idea I might be doing, probably on my phone if I do it at all, but it looked so amusing. TA, which one did I send it to? I think I sent it to TA, right? I don't know if I sent it to TC or TA. Why? You guys confuse me sometimes, but it's okay. I'll deal. I sent it to load. I sent it to TA. That was right. A clip of a squirrel video I was watching, and I kept watching them. There's this guy that does backyard something or other with squirrels. I'm promoting other people's channels today. People, when you leave, rewind, watch my show again, write them all down, and then go subscribe. The backyard one where I sent you, there's another one where he puts some PVC pipe up across a couple of sawhorses over top of a small kiddie pool. I have most of that. I have some PVC pipes. I have some lumber, 2x4s, metal rails, strings, fishing line. I have buckets and boxes full of pieces that I don't throw away because I can't afford to buy new ones most of the time. So I have this huge array of spare accessories. Now I just need to find myself a plastic jar, which is going to cost me $8 for cheese puffs or something, and I'll let the kids finish them. But this sounds like fun. I am going to torture the squirrels at my own amusement. And for the record, I found out that right now, in the month of September, and in some states it differs apparently, in the fall, I'm coming up on the ability to hunt squirrels with my BB rifle. Unfortunately, I dropped my BB rifle, and it doesn't work anymore. It'd be about the 30th time I dropped it because I broke the butt off of it by accident. So it really wasn't a whole rifle, it was a short BB rifle. Which apparently, if I bought anything more powerful than that, it's against the law for me to own because I'm a felon. I'll have to make sure I keep an eye on the frames per second. The feet per second shot on the BB rifles. I think it's like 600 and something feet per second. It's considered a full rifle, regardless of the ammunition that fires out of it. Interesting shit you learn being a felon that you wouldn't normally know. That I might not be able to own a BB rifle if it shoots more than 600 feet per second. 600 and something feet per second. There's different speeds. One of the states, all BB rifles, I think, are considered weapons. I learned that in New York State, electric bicycles are illegal. That's weird. I saw a bunch of them down in New Jersey when I was there. Really, I'm not a felon? I never know that. Not Massachusetts. Bone Heist. Okay. Wow, it has been humid the last few days. I think it's going to rain tomorrow. That'll be good for us. Pardon. I wish this were something better than really, really cheap lemon up. Ugh. Electric bikes can go like 40 miles an hour. Apparently that's not the only thing. There was an article I read, something about New York City has an electric bike phenomenon and business owners are trying to market them down or eliminate them from the area. Cops can arrest them. If it's a pedal assist electric bike, it's okay. If it's a straight electric bike, it's not okay. So this is my question then. When I heard that article, and I'm all over the place tonight, guys. Sorry, my mind is my mind. It is everywhere. I lived out in California, and I had an electric scooter. It did about 17 miles per hour. All right, it had a dual battery pack that sat in the base. There was a seat you could sit on, the flat foot pad, And it was good $600-700 scooter. It wasn't mine. It was family owned. My parents, my other parent, whom I don't speak with. Oh, well, moving on. I used to ride that thing all over the place, and while living in California, at 20 years old, riding home drunk with my dad on scooters, read an article that a guy got pulled over on his Lazy Boy because he put an electric motor in his Lazy Boy and drove it drunk. And I really, really stopped to read that article because we were a couple times a week riding down with beer and riding back drunk about half a mile from the house. Now, here's a dumb question. This may be really stupid. Again, moving all over the place. If you can't drive or ride anything drunk, and you probably shouldn't walk home drunk, then if you walked down the road and walked home, isn't that illegal? So why do we have bars? If this bothers me. Not that I drink at the bar anymore, but I used to. Interesting bar story. I really am all over the place. Interesting bar story, guys. Don't get drunk, or even drunk-ish, and try to walk home in the winter in a backwood town with crap sidewalks. Because if somebody offers to give you a ride home and you walk up next to their car, you might do what I did. Like a numbskull, I let them roll down the window, I leaned into the car, my feet went right underneath the car, I lost the window, fell into the snowbank, and slid all the way under their car. That was interesting. I came out on the driver's side, feet first in the road, and I got in the back seat of my buddy who offered to give me a ride home a whole block. So, interesting drunk story. I miss being young. That was before I had kids and all that other adult shit that I have to deal with these days. What else do I have on this list? We could go back to sex robots and prostitution, sex toys, dolls. Why do women have such a problem with it? I don't know. I think I moved on from that. My mind is swirling here. What do we got? Fat acceptance. I wrote that down. Diets. Food diets like religion dependent on. I didn't finish that note. That's not very good. That's not very good, guys. I don't know how to do that. That's stuff I'm supposed to look at, and I haven't yet. And over here on this notebook is this other list that we're going to start doing right now if YouTube cooperates with me. Excuse me. All right, guys. Whoops. I don't usually do that on the show. Here, I have a notepad. And my mic is all fucked up. There we go. At least you didn't throw through the window first. Throw up through the window first. No. I'm not like that. Although I do have a buddy that puked in my car. Believe it or not, the car I love and still have. Oh, I don't talk to that buddy anymore. I think that might be a good part of it, because I was really pissed when he puked in my car and then never cleaned it all out. Alright, so we're going to go back 2 weeks. I don't know who is here today, but who wants their points? They're on the back? What the hell did I do? We got points. Aqua Teen Hunger Force Meat Wad. I'm supposed to look at that, I think. That's a look at list. Alright. The Midnight Raven's not here. TA. Let's start with TA. TA is going to get 1,000 points. And let's see if I remember how to reward properly. And I need a pen. We'll make sure TA got her 1,000 points. These are points from the first episode of Colorful Places, Colorful Spaces. Or Colorful... Yeah, I think it's Places, then Spaces. Who else is in here tonight that knows they won some points? Do we got no Red Feather in here? Not suitable for Mom is not here. Dewey's not here. Daryl's not here. Red Feather's not here. TA gets another 500. At the bottom of the same list. Look at that. Let me look and see if maybe did TA get points the other day? No. Look at that. Hawksilk did. Didn't I see Hawksilk in here? Hawksilk, did you want some of your points? Hawksilk gets 500 points. Denny Crane's got some points, I think. Was it? Was it Denny? Did Denny miss the first couple shows? Why is popping pimples so popular? Pardon the pun. That's interesting you should say that. We also, data, obviously you giving me this information, pimple popping has almost become not only more regular, but more common, as in there are far more conditions that lead to skin disorders. The higher humidity and the oils in your skin cause your skin to, Alright, so let me try and explain this the best I can, not being a skin doctor. Your skin has natural oils that you try to have there to keep your skin from drying out. This is the things that cause aging as your skin begins to not be able to produce the oils to keep your skin properly lubricated and soft. Smokers also have this problem, as when you're a smoker, it decreases the amount of oil that's released to the skin. Eating certain amounts of, let's say, chocolate, high sugar materials cause you to create more oils for the skin. In addition to this, some people use soaps. Soaps on your skin, let's say for instance your face or your back, areas where you get a lot of oil production. If you use a soap that over dries your skin, it will cause your skin to create encapsulated oil pockets. If you use a soap that over moisturizes your skin, it'll block the pores and cause things to grow. Recent disorders also have been including, yes, I have looked into this stupidly, so don't ask me why. You go down a rabbit hole one day and just keep clicking the things that are in the articles that you read, and you end up in bad places on the internet. Ingrown hairs are becoming more frequent and common in areas with high humidity and high cold temperatures. I self-correlated that. I could be very wrong. I noticed when I lived in California, I didn't have as many ingrown hairs in a drier climate than I do in a humid climate. The more I sweat, the worse I get, like, ingrown hairs if I don't shave properly or something. Women love popping pimples. Yeah, they do. My wife likes to get the ones on my shoulder for me. Again, I live in a really... When I get moving and stuff, you can shower 2-3 times a day and your back will still break out in terrible amounts of oil. And I use soft skin soap that doesn't over moisturize, but it's not supposed to dry out. But how can you know this? All the soaps are just ingredients. It's not just fat that you rub on your skin like it was a few hundred years ago. Ingrown hairs do suck. I get them in the sides of my chin. That's why I'm always scratching my beard. I try to keep from shaving all the way anymore. I'm trying to see if this works. If I don't shave all the way and I just trim it above the surface with an electric razor, if I don't trim it to the skin, will I still be getting the ingrown hairs? I've tried lotions, I've tried creams. My face hurts like hell. It itches like hell a lot. There's not a whole lot left for me to try other than not shaving and just leave the sandpaper as nice as I can. I don't know. It's 18 for him. It's IB. What does this one say? Poor TC. It's 18. It's late for him. Oh, late for him. Yeah. Where are we, guys? Something I wanted to bring up tonight. Have a good night. Later. Something I wanted to bring up tonight, and I'm just gonna breeze across it. You guys most of you in here are my regulars. Do you think I should be looking at current news for any of my shows, or should I just continue to do it the way I am? Because I notice a lot of people are starting to do more up-to-date news. And me, I try to keep up with an array of news from a little bit of today, a little bit of last week, a little bit of last month, a bit of last year, some of last decade, last century, last millennium, last 26,000 years ago. I try to keep it cool. I thought about maybe doing the news thing, but with so many other people doing, I don't think I want to. Everybody does it, so no, this is cool. I like the style here. Awesome. That is exactly what I thought. Thank you guys for agreeing with me. Or, well, thank you for having an opinion that aligns with mine. Whoops. That's not supposed to be there. If I do something that's like other creators, I try to do it in a very different way. So when I try to approach the news, I approach questioning aspects of it, not looking at it and laughing at it, which I think is better for me because I enjoy it. I do kind of like getting in on the shows that do the news. I like interacting and chatting and making fun of it. So I thought, maybe I should do this, but it doesn't sit with me. But I figured I would toss it at you guys as an idea. What else do I have on tonight's agenda? Does everybody like... Oh, you guys didn't catch it. I tell you what. I will... I can't turn the volume down on this. Who would like to see... Nah, I'll just... You guys can watch my intro later. I don't know how much more I have for the show tonight. Again, it's a shooting the crap show. I put a few notes together for this, but I don't put together a lot unless I have a plan. I'm still working on the candidate program, still collecting information. If you're in Discord, feel free to find the thought experiment. It's under the show's network now. I'm straightening and cleaning my sites up so that everybody knows. There's going to be a little easier to find things. There was 3 places to give ideas. I was like, I got to narrow it down to 1. I'm trying to go through and clean everything up. The kids go back to school tomorrow, so I'm hoping I either might add a show tomorrow night if I find something that really inspires me, or I'm going to spend all day tomorrow working on intros, clips, snippets, and things to pop up on the screen because I don't like stealing other people's work. I like making my own where I can, and I'd like to finish some of this apparently larger than I thought stack of... I have unfinished clips and snippets that I've worked on, including, some of you know I've shown some pictures. I have a started video of a YouTube channel farm, which is sort of like a meme and sort of had some information I wanted to go over because I was looking at the YouTube Creator Insider page, trying to go through some of their videos. I was looking at the notes and stuff that come up. I was also looking into my Google Plus account because someone had mentioned Susan Wojcicki was following me, but she's not. I'm following her. We're trying to monitor her content. I wanted to do another video on the response to what she did. I think it's way too late for that, but I might still do it. There's so many things on my mind that I would like to go back and finish. And with summertime, it's too nice. There's too many things to do. There's too much to work on. Right now, until I find a job, which I'm really getting annoyed with. I might hit on that in a minute. Until I find a job, this is my mind-numbing get stuck in here. 1 to 7 record. Oh man, I tried to help. What, with a job? Did you send me job info? That'd be great. Hey Doc, how we doing? As for a job, I have a point to fill out about 5 or 10 applications, average about 5 a week. So every week, if I don't fill out 5, the next week I fill out 10. So 2 weeks ago I filled out 10, and I should be doing 10 again this week. But my phone hasn't stopped ringing, and it hasn't been one single job calling me back. I get 3 to 5 phone calls a day from telemarketers and people telling me they're from tech support, and I keep complaining about it because it's just getting worse. And the only thing I've even done or applied to or set up for is looking for a job. And it honestly... I literally just want to walk down to the grocery store. Here, hand me a job. I'll bag groceries for you for minimum wage. Just give me like 15 hours a week. That's all I want. No, you have to consent to them selling your information before they'll look at your application, and they never look at your application. You're not allowed to call and ask, and there's nothing you can do. So now I'm going to start being that asshole that goes in looking for the manager and asking them if they're hiring or if it's just posted there for bullshit reasons. But I can't do that until my kids go to school tomorrow. And it's supposed to rain all day, and my truck's loaded with stuff to go take up to the other property. So I've got a lot of stuff on my plate, and I don't know how to eat it all at once. I hear that. I don't need a job, but I got to get out of this house. These kids are driving me crazy in the school. The other one goes back next week. I can't wait. Yep, my kids both go tomorrow morning. But as soon as they're gone, I'm going to be hard out working on this content, fill out a few more applications. I got some phone calls to make, and I'm going to try and just get on top of things and take control, because I'm in a spot where I don't feel comfortable. And to be perfectly honest, my channel is kind of up in the air if I can't get other things situated where I feel comfortable with where things are going. But enough about that. I want to move on. We got, at most, maybe 20 minutes left. My kid has already gone back to school, and it's moaning about the homework. My kid moans, I yell at him to get it done. And this year, hopefully her. I have no problem pushing my kids. Something that aggravates me about school, as we continue on with my random wild tangents. I don't know if anybody else in here has kids where their teachers will tell you if they work on their homework for more than half an hour, it's taking too long. Don't make them finish it. Excuse you? How are you a teacher telling a parent the homework does not need to be done if they work for a half an hour? That is a bullshit way to make kids fall behind. You can't tell me one intelligent person that spends 30 minutes on their homework, let alone someone, oh no, if they can't get it in 30 minutes, don't worry about it. Who the fuck set that up? What the hell are people thinking? Don't worry about learning or working on this information. Worry about only spending this much time on it. I was in college. I remember spending 10, 20 hours some days straight trying to get things caught up and get work done in between classes. I remember not sleeping, partly because I did meth for a short time in college, but we won't talk about that too much. I don't even remember in high school. I sort of learned through osmosis, but my homework took me, what I did do, when I did do it, still took me an hour, sometimes more, a night. I remember having to read books, spending 4 or 5 hours reading, and then have to write a report, and it was due 2 days later, and I didn't have time the next night. To tell a kid that they only need to do 30 minutes and then leave it alone, that is a terrible idea. You cannot tell me a single person, a single intelligent person that's going to tell a kid 30 minutes, don't worry about your work any more than that, because we spent all day on it. What's going to happen to these kids is when they get jobs, oh, you can't figure it out, don't worry about it, shake my head. Yes, and this is something I saw at work. You tell people, okay, you have this long to get this job done, and it's da-dee-da-dee-da. You come back in twice the time and they're still not done, and you go, I told you to be done a half an hour ago. Why are you still on these 10 cases? Well, I didn't know where any of them went. How? I'd get this from people who'd worked there for months. How do you work in a store with 13 aisles and not know where anything goes? Seriously. I was in a store for 3 days. I could tell you generically where everything was. Everything. I could get you the specifics within maybe a month. You tell me 3 months in, you took an hour to put away 10 pieces of freight. Killing me. This is what the world is creating in school. This is... My Sprague had 5 bits of homework, 40 minutes apiece, but my exams... Yeah! You cannot tell me. And I could go off on a huge, wild tangent about education right now, the cost of versus what you're getting out of it. Obviously, because I just got my school taxes. So, to tell someone that you shouldn't work for longer than a set period of time on homework is almost telling them that it's okay to fail if you want to fail. But not telling them, but if you want to succeed, you should really work harder. And this is what they're teaching my kids. So, I've gotten into arguments with the school several times about this because my kid sometimes needs help, and my response is push him to do the work, and their response is no, let's slow it down so he has a chance to catch up. How the fuck is someone supposed to catch up? And I'll go back to a previous example that I used a long time ago with one of the teachers. If you have a train traveling at 60 miles an hour down the track, i.e., education, school, going 60, right down a track, preset, following it all the way. You have a kid who's supposed to be on that train, but you stop to help him pick up medicine or something. And then instead of putting him on the train, you put him on a car that does 40 down the road next to the train. When is that train going to have that kid back on it again? It's not, unless you push that little car, that little kid, at 80 to catch the fuck up to that train. And you know what? The point being there, once you get that kid to 80, fuck the train. Outrun it. Angry. This is a topic that seriously angry. Maybe it's because I'm somewhat intelligent, though I don't really think of myself as a highly intelligent person. I think of myself as a person who thinks through a situation the best he can with whatever he's got. Okay, maybe somewhat intelligent. But to tell somebody that the best way to catch up is to work in a slower class does not at all make sense. Explain to me the math on a 40-mile-an-hour car catching up with a 60-mile-an-hour train, and you'll explain to me how telling someone they don't have to work to get things done makes sense. This is what education is spawning out right now, is don't worry about it, only do this. You're only responsible for a half an hour. You're only responsible for this little amount. You only have to worry about this. And then they fail and they go, no. He didn't fail because he's slow. We can bump the grade up. But we need you to sign so they can get this examination and this examination. We need to have 4 meetings a year. And we need to hire 30 extra people on the staff. And we need to put him in this side class where there's more teachers for fewer students. Push the fucking student. Push him. If he fails, he fails. I failed. Failing probably made me smarter than just being pushed through all my classes. I don't know why this logic is so hard to come by, or how people don't understand this. And this is the world as it's slowly developed from the time I was in school. But when I was in school, you could still fail. And this looked bad. And once I got out of school, you really couldn't. They started fixing all those holes where you could fail that easy. I went and took my GED. I guess this sort of counts for something. So I have a GED. I had to do that in order to continue on and take the college classes I wanted. I could go back to college and finish those classes if I could afford it. I'm not doing that right now. But I left the options open for myself based on the work that I would put in and the decisions I made. I realized, because of mistakes I've made, being a felon, having criminal background and all that, I realized that I'm not able to do certain things. I realized that my lack of education, I'm not able to do certain things. And then I look at what they're trying to do to certain kids in school, and I say to myself, how do you say it's okay to be slower than everybody else? How?
Fascinating, isn't it?
It blows my mind. It's okay that you don't spend time working on your homework. It's okay that you don't finish this. It's okay you don't finish that. And then when something goes wrong and the kid doesn't listen, oh no, that's not okay. Here's your write-up. I think my kid got one of those last year. But this all kind of goes together, and I'm trying to catch you guys as you're chatting by. I see lulls. And we need to rent a short school bus. No. Make the kids walk to school. I have no fucking problem. My kids live within a mile of school. If they had to walk, maybe they'd be more responsible, and I wouldn't be scared of them walking down the road. But no, they have to ride a bus. And school taxes have to go up 50% higher, while my property decreased 10% in value. I stole a lot of them, so you can have some too. I just have a problem with the way they're pushing education. And this isn't even getting into, I watched a report today, I don't know how recent it was it today or yesterday or this week? Ben Shapiro was in front of Congress, and I was watching something about that as the questioning was going back and forth for whether the people on the right or the people on the left were prohibiting free speech, what part of it was hate speech, or whether hate speech could be denoted as a problem in colleges, and why the curators of the speakers in colleges are leaning towards the leftist views and prohibiting right views and making it so difficult for them to speak, with examples of what was going on. And honestly, what it is it's these high schoolers moving up into college, and they feel like they're only required to do what they feel like they have to do and nothing more. I'm only required to do what I feel like doing and nothing more. And if I feel like doing this, this is what I'm going to do. If I feel like doing that, that's what I'm going to do. I'm sorry, I'm a fucking adult. If I feel like going to Disneyland right now, am I going to go to Disneyland? No, because there's no money in the account to go. There's no gas in the car to drive to lands in Florida. Or California. There's no gas in the car to drive to California. No, I can't go. I have to make intelligent, reasonable decisions based on my outcome. I can't just go, well, I want to, so I'm going to go. Everybody, here's my GoFundMe. I want to go to Disneyland. Will you fund me $5,000 so I can take my family to Disneyland? Uh-oh. Well, okay, that was the bot. I don't know what that was. It's just indoctrination now. Oh, Skullbot. Skullbot's broken. I think somebody found the word. Or Skullbot's just broken. Oh, man. Oh, man. I don't even know what the word was. Guess what, guys? We're going to have to kill Skullbot. Somebody fritzed him out. The doctor took your liver in a heart transplant, but a liver won't pump blood. Oh, awesome. Fuck you, Skullbot. Bird. Alright, so as I have to kill Skullbot, I might as well start winding this down. I started on fat people and sexualization. I will remind you guys that everybody wants sex, or they don't. So I broke the bot. Oops, my bad. No! Hawksilk, you're supposed to break the bot. I will look back through chat later and see what word you used to break the bot, and I'll fix that. But breaking the bot is good. Breaking the bot is good. There's actually programmed words to do that, to shut the bot down. It's a protocol I started a long time ago, having fun. Have you seen Omegon's video on that fat girl? Forgot her name. I saw both videos on the fat girl, Amber Lee or Amy Lee or something, Amber Lynn something, Amber Lynn 4 times the serving size on a diet. I don't know. How do you put more weight on than you lose? Oh, you just sit there like a fat ass. NumbedSkull, you want a fat woman with a rag stick. Thanks, Dada. Thanks for bringing me back to the fat woman with the rag stick. Alright. I was on, my point being, if you're fat and ugly like that, yes, a couple random people might want to play squash with you. But most people are looking for someone attractive that is somewhere along the same profile as they are, so that it's someone that's compatible with them. A fat person and a thin person, yeah, you see it a lot, but they don't always make it. You can't always figure out how. 2 people at roughly the same size or weight or whatever, they often make it because you have relatively the same lifestyle habits to be in that setting. So, men and women are both about sex. It's all about the sex. Sex. Wait, what was my comment that I wanted to read about it? Men and women are both made for sex. That's right. We're all bodies made for sex. The whole point of your being is to have sex with the opposite sex and create offspring. That is the whole point of life. The point of life is to fuck, make babies, die. Repeat. The next generation gets to repeat. You don't get to. Sorry. And then we moved on to how terrible schools are and how expensive they are, after we talked about a bunch of other random stuff. Sorry, guys. If you need a rag on a stick to clean yourself, you need to reevaluate your life. Yes. Amber Lard asks, who cares? She probably tried to eat it. I wash myself with a rag on a stick. I have one of those scrubby brushes so I can get the shit off my back. But I think the meaning of life was 42, or was it 24, or 23, 71, 13? I think it was indoctrination, Hawksilk. It could have all been indoctrination. I was trying to get you all come over to my dark side. That way, when you die, I get to put you in my graveyard, not someone else's. Alright, everybody. As we move out of here, I want to play my outro for you. So thank you so much for coming. Please stick around for the last minute and play with my buttons. Thank you, everybody, so much, and have a good night.